welcome back to my channel. It is Shady Boots here, and I'm just gonna do something a little different. I don't even know how this is gonna work out, but I don't really have the subscriber count to do something like this, so I just kind of thought just kind of ran in my head, and I was like, let me just try it and see how it works out. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That it doesn't come out right? And I guess I won't upload it. But anywho, so I'm gonna do like a get ready with me kind of thing, but it's really not a get ready with me. I'm just kind of like practicing my makeup and just trying to really figure out what works for me. And in interim, I'm just going to actually use the questions that were asked to Peyton Charles in her latest Get Ready With Me Girls Chit Chat. And then I'm just gonna answer it the way I would if my subscribers were sending me those questions. So sit back, relax. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up her video. If you haven't checked it out, I will link it down below so you can check it out, see if that's something that you're interested in. I've been following Peyton for a very long time, and she's just super duper dope. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so before we get started on the video, the only thing I did was moisturize my skin with a little bit of Neutrogena moisturizer. I didn't bring it out here, but that's all I did so far before we get into the first question. So let's go. So the first thing that I'm going to be using is going to be the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. No, True Matte Pro Filter. So that's what I'm going to use for the base of my makeup. I've been using this Pro Filter for a while, and so far so good. So I'm going to just, you know, put it all over my face with my finger and then go from there. Skin finish. So the only thing that I do with my eyebrows, because they are microbladed, is I think Amina had it in her video. The only thing I do is outline them. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze. So all I do is take the brush, and I have an angled brush, something that I had forever. It's the Pro Flat by Beauty Junkies.
I know 2 concealers, but I like to use concealers for my base on my eyeshadow as well. But we also got some Fenty brown. Okay, so the first question: dating more than one person and not getting stuck on one.
All right, so the first question that someone asked Peyton was dating more than one person and not being stuck on one. So my feelings about this for a very long time was you know, and I'm a Leo, so when I like someone, they get my undivided attention. It doesn't always work out like that either. You know, sometimes I can be dating multiple people, and then I meet someone, or basically in the realm of me dating one of the team members, whatever you want to call them, they may just strike my interest a little bit more. So this has happened to me a lot. When I was younger, I used to just get consumed by one person, because I'm just not the type of person that likes to date a whole bunch of different people. I'm a one woman kind of girl, and it used to bother me. You know, I never really wanted to like date multiple people, because it's just a lot going on with that. You know, if somebody asks you a question, it's like you're kind of like lying and stuff like that. And I was just a stickler for that. You know, I was just a stickler for, I'm a one woman girl and I don't mess around with nobody else and stuff. But now that I am 38, about to be 39 in literally 10 days, I just feel like you need to be dating multiple people at the same time. Until that man asks you to be exclusive, you need to be dating multiple people. And the reason why I'm saying it is because it's a few different reasons why I'm saying it. More often than not, men like you when you don't like them, pretty much. As soon as you give them your undivided attention, it's like they lose interest. My neck looks super duper shiny. it's like they lose interest. Like for me personally, like every time I was like, oh, I like him, you know, and I just started focusing on that one person, they did something mean, something obscene, something that just basically made me not want to deal with them anymore. So I realized as I got older, it's just like, until that man tells you like we're exclusive, I just want to date you, don't just give them your undivided attention. Not to mention, it's better to be busy because you're not devoting 100% to that person, you know what I'm saying? And it keeps the mystery going. It's a lot of different ways, and you always kind of want to keep a man guessing. You just don't want to be the woman that a man knows what you're doing every second of the day, especially when he's not your boyfriend, you know, like you want to keep some sense of mystery going on. And I just find it like when you have multiple partners, like you're not focused on one person. So if someone calls you and say, hey, what you doing, you be like, all right, I'm gonna call you back, because you may be talking to somebody else on the phone. And that's gonna keep that particular guy wondering, like, damn, she told me she gonna call me back, like what's she up to, or what she knows. And that's what you want. You want a man to chase you. That is, well, they say that I've read, but I've seen a few you know, self-help coaches say, you know, no one should be chasing no one, but a man nature is to chase. And it's not like you're playing a game with him or anything specifically. It's just that you are keeping your options open until someone tells you, like, this is it, like, I want to be with you. So until someone tells you that, keep your options open. Do not just go into that tunnel of the unknown and you're cutting off all your friends and now you don't got no friends. And then the thing about that, other part about it, is that after that relationship ends, now you don't have no friends no more. So now you back in the drawing board again. So like I said before, listen, until that man tell you that he want to be with you, keep your options open, girl. Do not be out here dry. That's all I'm gonna say. So let me pull up the next question.
Clean up my brow.
So the next question she got was like, why she left Memphis. Of course, you know, I can't answer that question. I have been living in New York my whole entire life. I've been here I've been here my whole entire life, 38 years. And I'm recently thinking about relocating. I just don't know where I want to go yet, and I have to be very strategic in what my decision is going to be, because I now have a toddler. A big decision factor in me moving right now is just that I know that when I move, I'm not gonna have the support that I have now, like with my son, like someone that's gonna, like, you know, give me my breaks on the weekend and stuff like this. So, oh, sorry, I'm using a Maybelline Fit Me in a 370 because it's the summertime and I'm a little darker. This is like my staple foundation, and it just works out. So all I do basically with my foundation is I just put a little bit on my big jumbo sponge, and I just tap it in. I just tap it in to my skin, and I try not to use a lot of foundation because it's the summertime. And I mean, the only time I really beat my face in the summertime is if, like, I gotta really be going somewhere to do this. And that's why I use like minimal foundation, because I really don't want too much makeup on. So yeah, so I'm definitely thinking about leaving New York. Again, I don't know where yet. And in fact, I don't even know if I want to be in the United States anymore, to be honest with you. But again, I want to make sure that wherever I go, whatever I do, even though I know I'm a survivor, my mother always said that once you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I just feel like, you know, I need to be very smart about what I do. It's not to say that, like, let's just say I move out of town and it doesn't work out, that I don't have nowhere to go to. You know, I do. I have family here. And I know that I'll be okay if I had to come back and I could do it all over again. And it'll definitely be on like familiar territory. But I just hate to fail. I'm just one of those people that hate to fail. And that's why I kind of go hard with a lot of different things, because I just refuse to fail. So that's a big thing with me. or whatever. So let's see what her next question was. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spray this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray over my foundation. I just seen someone do this. I don't remember who it was. So that's just basically, I'm running out of it actually. I gotta go to Sephora and get me some more, or order it either or. I just like spray a little bit of that, and let me get my little fan. And yeah, I don't know, I just don't be feeling like these fans do anything, but I'm just gonna use my little fan. All right, so Peyton's next question was, I think someone asked her, do she want to get more plastic surgery? Well, of course, I haven't had anything done yet, but I do want to get a procedure done. I actually was gonna get a procedure, I actually was gonna get a procedure done earlier this year, but I backed out of it for a few different reasons. The place that I was going to in New York, I'm not gonna mention the name, at least not right now. They just started to become very unprofessional and like their customer service and stuff like that. So I just felt like maybe this was a sign. Not to mention financially for me, it was just gonna, like, I was gonna be taking a hit because I was just gonna pay for it like out of my pocket. I wasn't gonna owe or anything like that. I have enough of that trouble, so I was just gonna pay out of pocket. And I just felt like I don't want to take a hit like that. Like, I'm just that type of person. Like, I don't want to basically get a procedure done and then be broke after, if it makes sense. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then another deciding factor was that I need to get my diet together because my BMI is high, and I want to get it down. I need to get my eating together. So before I do a procedure for the next couple of years, because I'm anticipating I'm getting something done within the next couple of years or so, I really just want to focus on really getting a better nutrition program going on. I'm going to keep trying until something works for me, because I've cut a lot of things out my diet. A lot of sugar. I don't drink juice. I don't put sugar in my coffee. I do have an occasional soda, and that will probably be maybe once or twice a week, maybe. This is where I don't even have soda, but I feel like I cut so much stuff out of my diet already. I really don't understand why I got this weight going on me like this. And this is August, I started back at the gym in March. And I'm not seeing the results that I want to see. I've been being very consistent. I had like a couple of weeks here and there where I didn't go because I had a lot going on in my life, but for the most part I've been consistent. So I'm still not understanding why I'm not seeing any changes. I've seen people that have way worse eating habits than I do get results in no time. But I think my body is just, I'm actually going to go to an endocrinologist. My primary is referring me to him now because he wants to just check to see like if I have any kind of hormone issues, like any type of stuff like that. And I believe that's what those doctors specialize in. So I know that was a long spill about surgery, but yes, I anticipate having surgery. And then when that happens, then I'm probably going to documentate it so that way you know what's going on. And I basically just use this Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I like the concealer a lot. I still don't really think I know what I'm doing with the blending process, but I feel like I'm practicing until I get it right.
If so, what was it like? Good or?
So her next question was, have you ever dated a celebrity? So I'm gonna automatically say no, I have not. I dated somebody that was like an actor, and he was like on a show, like, but I don't really consider him being like a celebrity. And he was a complete fucking Looney Tune, just like full of himself pretty much, you know what I'm saying? When I first met him, You know, he made it seem that he was basically something that he wasn't. I was just trying to think. Yeah, like he just was not my kind of guy, pretty much. So I just put Congo by Juvia's Place as my concealer. I usually use the Caviar from Fenty, but lately I don't know, that stick is just, it's not doing it for me. So what I'm gonna do is just take my beauty blender, the corner, and I'm just gonna start blending out my concealer. So yeah, he was just like now don't get me wrong, he was very fun, like fun, you know. And I don't know if it was just, you know, like I said, to me, I don't really consider him being a celebrity. To me, like, celebrity is like what everybody, if I say his name, which I'm not going to, nobody would know who he was, you know what I'm saying? But it was just it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, for me to sit there and say it wasn't fun, it was fun. He was a fun person, but like his, you know, as the more you get to, you know, the more I got to know him, I was just like, oh, he's fucking crazy. Like, I guess, you know, would I date a celebrity? I really don't know. It would probably depend on the person. I'm a big, like, when it comes to relationships, men, friendships, all that stuff, like, I am big on the personality traits of people and how they treat me. I don't really just like a person because of what they have, what they can do. Like, that is just something I've never ever really, even from when I was a young girl, like, I think it's probably, a lot of it had to do with how I was raised, maybe, but I never ever went off of what a person had or what they did for me, you know. Now, have I had boyfriends that bought me things and did things home? Yeah, oh, of course. That's like a no-brainer. But that wouldn't be a decision factor in anything that I do. Whether it's, okay, whether or not I'm going to stay with you, whether or not I'm going to be with you. Like, that could never be a decision factor for me. You know, I need somebody that cares about my feelings. And this goes for everything. Like, it's not just, this is not just for, you know, one aspect of the relationship. Is everything. Like, yeah, do you care about my feelings? Whether you're a celebrity or not, like, you know, yeah, do you care about my feelings? You know, all of that stuff. So if you're not doing those things for me, if I feel like I'm not being seen, I'm not being heard, I'm being misunderstood, you know, that could be a decision in fact of whether or not I want to continue on in a relationship with you, a friendship with you, anything. Like I said, it goes for relationships, friendships, business relationships, all that stuff. You know, the last thing in the world, for me especially, you know, as being a Leo, is like, I hate to be misunderstood. Like, that's just a big thing for me. I don't like it. I'm a very, very good person, and I'm not saying that because, you know, I want people to believe what I say and all that stuff. Like, I'm saying it because it's true. And I had the friends that have now. I've had me and my friends has been friends for 20 years and over. I hardly ever really have like new friends. Like, nah. Anybody you see me with since I was in high school or longer. And like I said before, I'm 38 years old. I hardly ever fall out my friends. Like, my friends, we done had our fallouts already when we was like teenagers, as we was supposed to, you know. But as time went on, like, no, we don't do that. And it's like, if we do got something going on or something happened, we talk about it, or we don't talk about it. You know, it is what it is. Those are decisions that we made. And then she has a question about going back to a 95. Okay. So she has. I'm still. Wait. So she had a question about going back to a 9 to 5. So I technically still have, of course, I still have a 9 to 5. If you're watching this video, then yeah, I have a 9 to 5. I don't even have 2,000 subscribers yet. So yeah, I have a 9 to 5. I've been with my company for almost 14 years, and I will be there until God tells me that I can leave. That's pretty much it. And yeah, I've been there for a very long time. I'm in customer service. I am a supervisor in customer service, and yes, I've been there for quite some time, so I'm not leaving. Her next question was how to balance finances. Woo. I'm gonna spray myself again. Oh, picking up the wrong thing. What's next? I'm gonna spray myself again with the thing before I put my satin powder. Balancing finances, I am still struggling with it because my life has took a dramatic 360. Before I had my son, before I had my son, I didn't really care whether or not I saved or not. In fact, I didn't have no type of saving, nothing, no saving strategy, nothing. So right now, balancing finances for me is pretty difficult because I basically live paycheck to paycheck right now. And it's hard to say, oh, okay, I want like this check, I want to do this, or I want to do that. I just kind of got to go with, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just putting on. I seen Peyton do this in a vlog. She put like the lash glue on her actual lid. I don't know if it's gonna work for me, but I'm trying it to see because I have a hard time putting on my lashes. I don't think this gonna work for me. I don't think so. But I'm trying it anyway. Yeah, balancing finances for me is hard. Alright, so why did the camera shut off and I didn't realize what was going on? As you can see, I have on lashes and I was talking for a very long time and didn't know that the camera stopped even though I'm looking right at it. Shit, what was the last thing? Oh, okay, so I just skipped over. Alright, so
Relationship.
all I did was basically use the Peyton method, which was to put the glue on your eyelid and then put the lash on, and that worked for me perfectly. I didn't put a lot on because like I said, right now I'm just practicing my makeup, and so that's pretty much all I did. And then I started to put my setting powder on, which is the Fit Me loose finishing powder, and this is in dark profound number 40. So that's all I've been doing basically. So the last question, I was just talking, which was, she got a question about whether or not being a side chick was lit. And I was just like carrying on with this conversation, and then something told me to look at the actual camera and see what was going on. Well, not even, I'm looking at the camera, but I didn't realize that it wasn't recording until now. So is being a side chick lit? I think, I was just saying, I said, I don't think that it's lit being a side chick. I really don't think so. I don't think there's nothing about being a side chick that's lit to me. I most of the time when I found out somebody was married or they had a girlfriend, because you know sometimes you don't know, these men, they're not disclosing that information. They're mad at their spouses for that day or so, and then they're right back at it again. Have I dealt with people that were separated? Yes, I have, because they disclosed it immediately and they weren't living with the person. They were like literally, they was actually separated. But I won't do that again either. But for, you know, not for the reasons that you might think. So I'm not going to go into that. But I don't think being a side chick is lit at all. I know that there's certain people or certain instances where like some people are like glorifying it. And some women are like saying that they're okay with it because they don't have to do what wifely duties or whatever the case might be. But I don't, there's nothing about, I'm just going to take my sponge and try to get some of this. I'm a very oily person. That's why I spray myself a lot with the mattifying, that Charlotte Tilbury stuff, because so I don't think it's nothing lit about being a side chick. I really don't think there's anything lit about it. For the people that are glorifying it and making it seem like it's popping, I think that they're doing that shit because deep down inside they feel bad about it. And I don't know, I just don't know nobody that likes being a fucking side chick. I really don't think you know. But that's just me personally. I get everybody has their reasons for like it being a side chick or glorifying it or thinking that shit is fucking cool. But for me personally, I don't like it. And I don't think that is good karma. I don't think that is good karma. You know, to each his own. For whatever reason, you know, you want you being a side chick, you know, that's on you. But I just feel like what goes around comes around. And that's just the bottom line. I wouldn't like stop being somebody's friend because that's what they doing or whatever. Like I wouldn't stop. I would, you know, of course not. That's a decision you made. I can't tell you what to do with your body. I can't tell you who to spend your time with the same way you can't tell me who to spend my time with. Because I know none of my friends can tell me who I could love. If you walk around your whole life listening to your friends and your family about who you should date and who you shouldn't date, you'll be doing yourself a disservice. Because guess what? When they meet somebody and they loving them, they not gonna stop talking to them because you saying that shit. What they'll do is, you know, some people, they'll lie and say, oh, I'm not messing with the person no more, da 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 da. But they still messing with them. They're not gonna leave them alone. So I don't feel that you should listen to anybody as it pertains to anything. You do what you want to do with your life. You just got, because like, at the end of the day, when everything falls, you know, you're the one that got to deal with whatever the situation might be, what the repercussions might be, etc., etc. So that's it with that. That's pretty much it.
Relationship with God.
Okay, so her next question was her relationship with God. My relationship with God is a ongoing. If I really want to be honest and transparent about it, my relationship with God is a constant, not battle, but it's like different seasons and different reasons and different. It's almost like having a relationship with a person, in a sense. You don't understand certain things sometimes, and all you have really to rely on is the Bible, and you have to trust that, you know, whatever is in the Bible or whatever you believe in is, you know, you got to continue to trust him. And I never, what you would say, like, not trust him. But there are instances where I question certain things that happen in my life. And you have to really, how do I say this? It's hard to explain. You have to be obedient to him no matter what. For example, in my life, there's been a lot of different things that's been happening. I've experienced a lot of trauma. But yet I'm very calm. And I think that I'm calm because that's just how my natural way of, I'm just naturally calm. I never really been like the type of person that's, oh my God, what's this and what's that. I've always kind of been like a problem solver. Like I've always persevered. I'm very, very resilient. I'm just naturally built that way. But that's not to say that, and I know, I think deep in the back of my head, like I know things are always going to work out in my favor, and not so much work out in my favor, but work out for me, whether I like it or not, whether I like the road that I'm going down or not. And I think that's what kind of keeps me going and keeps me moving. My relationship with God is good, and it's constantly evolving in different ways. It's not just one way. It's not all about what he can clarify for me, what he can do for me. It's honestly like a very basically it's hard to just trust something that you can't see, something that you can't feel, something that's not confirmed for you all the time, like somebody literally coming in your ear and saying X, Y, and Z. You just have to keep moving. What I can say is that having a relationship with God has brought me out of a lot of situations. Like when it comes to relationships with friends and relationships with men and relationships with work. And I think if it wasn't for my relationship with God, I don't think I could be the type of person that I've been. And I think my mother and friends throughout the years of me growing up, because like, you know, when I was smaller, we didn't really like grow up in a church. Of course, my grandmother, she went to church, but I didn't live with my grandmother. I lived with my mother. And eventually she started to be more consistent with church, and then she kind of reinforced to me, okay, you need to be consistent. And then I had to, you know, it's, as a kid, you got to do what your mother say, right? But then when you get older, you have to make your own choices and your own decisions. And I just realized that my life worked out a whole lot better with God. Let me just verify. Let me just clarify that shit for you right now. Like, when I decided to like really devote my time, my energy, my everything into God, and I'm still not completely where I want to be with him, things started to work out for me a whole lot better. Like with everything. Am I married? Am I in my ideal situation? Am I in my ideal career? Am I in my ideal living situation? No. But in comparison to what I've seen other people go through that do not follow God, I'll choose this path any day. I am super duper blessed. Although sometimes I struggle with being grateful, I'm super duper blessed, and I have a lot to thank God for that for. And that's why I continue on. And you know, one day when I'm able to really explain all the trauma I've been through, I'm not. And that's the other thing. It's like, you haven't heard everyone's story. You know, sometimes you think, oh, I've been through this, I've been through that. Until you hear somebody else's story, you don't know. And so that victim playing all the time, it just gets to be a little like I said, I recognize and I know that there's people out there that's going through way worse situations than me. So instead of just being like this, oh, I don't have this, oh, I don't have that, it's just like, you know what? You are blessed. Keep it moving. Things will work out for you in the end. So I hope I clarified that. I know I was all over the place, but like I said, my relationship with God is ongoing.
For me, I had to become a better prayer.
Let's see. Okay. So her next question in the video, I don't know if I'm gonna go through all of them because I think it's gonna be too long, because I think her video is like an hour long. Her next question was toxic family members. Woo. I think I'm gonna probably end on this one. Toxic family members. Woo. I think that well, me personally, unconsciously, I've kind of like given my family members a pass on a lot of different shit that I probably shouldn't have. And that's part of like a lot of the trauma that I've been through, because my threshold for certain things or a little bit more deeper than others. You know, some people is like, I'm not dealing with that shit, that's my cousin, that's whoever, and I'm gonna continue to just be there for them no matter what. But I say everybody get treated the same. Whether it's your friends, whether it's your family. I'm quicker to like cut off a friend or a relationship before I'm quicker to cut off a family member. That's just, it's harder for me because I love them like that much, and I want them to be in my life, and I don't want them to miss certain things, and I don't want to be mad at them and stuff like that. I don't like to, really honestly, I don't like to be mad at anybody, because I just think anger, it takes too much of your energy, of especially my energy. I don't like to be angry. And so that's why I think a lot of like toxic family members, for me, it's been harder to just cut them off. What I will say is, in my instance, I realized that I think family is always going to be family, but you can place boundaries and you can check them. Oh yeah, you could check them. You could be like, da da da, this bothered me, X, Y, and Z. Pull them to the side if you have to. And you don't have to entertain that shit. Just because it's your family, it's not like, okay, I'm not talking to you no more, and I'm never gonna speak to you again. You're never gonna be like, no, you don't have to do all of that. But what you can do is just set boundaries and limitations on certain shit. Like, yeah, you don't need to know what's going on this week. You don't need to know what's going on this month. You don't need to know who I'm dating. You don't need to know certain things that you feel like you don't think that toxic person needs to know, family member needs to know. You could just cut that shit the fuck off and just have boundaries, and that's that. And that's pretty much it with the toxic family. Like, set boundaries, or if you feel like cutting them off is more beneficial to them, then cut them off. But I just feel like you're gonna see them, it's gonna ignite it again. And so if you do the boundary thing, then it'll work out a little bit better, because it's like, all right, I could see you, we could speak, and I could see you at family arrangements and stuff like that, but I don't have to engage with whatever the fuck you ain't trying to engage with. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end off with this last question. She had a question about entering your 30s. Damn. I don't know, when I turned 30, I thought that I was so old. I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. I literally thought that it was the end of the world. But whew. What can I say about your 30s are the extension of the learning that you received in your 20s. So like for me, the 20s was I was partying, hanging out, traveling, doing X, Y, and Z. I wasn't never really tied down to anybody in a relationship. So it was just perfect for me. And I made a lot of mistakes in my 20s. So when my 30s came around, I basically took what I learned in my 20s and applied it to my 30s. Because that's the thing. Once you learn certain things, now you have to practice them, right? So a lot of the mistakes that I was making when I was in my 20s, now that I was in my 30s, I was like, I can't make those mistakes anymore. And then you start to be more responsible, and you figure out, you're still trying to figure out who you are. And I think that that's great. And when I got to my 30s, I was still kind of hanging out and partying, but like when I got to like 35, I was just like, I'm tired. Like, I want to get married. I want to have kids. And so when I finally met my son's father, I thought that, we were going to be a family and stuff like that. But that didn't work out. But I did end up having my son, which is a super duper blessing. I love him. He's just he is like everything to me. And I think having him at this age was just like the best thing for me, because I learned so much, like with life, like navigating finances and how to keep up with your rent and paying bills and staying on top of certain things. And I think this is a perfect time, and I think that I'm able to basically lead by example with him. And like when he gets older, I'm able to tell him, like, don't rush anything, have fun, travel the world. This is what you do when you go to this country. This is what you do when you go to that country. This is what you do when you're behind in your rent. This is what you do when you default on your lease. This is what you do when you get called into your boss's office. This is what you do when you feel like you're not being promoted at work. This is what you do when you want to buy a house. This is what it just seemed like I'm able to give my son more because I'm way more knowledgeable, rather than learning those things while raising him at the same time. I kind of feel like he has my undivided attention. And although now I'm single and I really would like to have someone in my life, for whatever reason God has me single, it is for a reason, and it's probably because he wants me to focus 100% on my son. And I'm okay with that. I still have, like, of course, emotional needs, etc., but I'm kind of like okay with whatever outcome of the situation is. So my advice here for anybody entering your 30s is to not look at it like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. It's actually, you're getting finer in time, like wine. And the best thing for you to do is just to embrace everything that comes along with it, and realize that the more experience you obtain, the better parent slash human being you will be to society. So I hope that wraps it up. I see my camera dying, so I hope you like this. It was fun, and I hope it's not too long, and I hope it was informative. So until next time, I hope you like the look. Later.